only done a couple.
Your
I've only done a
stuff is
couple.
like,
I've only done a
all
couple.
right, kids, cross here. It's pretty easy to memorize.
It's usually
hey, get off the sidewalk.
it's usually
all
that
right?
or it's that or chow time.
You have to memorize the whistle. The cop is
Extra mayo.
I had one where I was an orderly. I was fat orderly where I go, "You gonna be good?" That was one of like, "You gonna be good?" Or I had to leave you in here. That was like one of those kind of things.
Hey, everybody, welcome to My Dumb Friends. This is I don't know. We have, oh my god.
We already started.
This
started.
is how the podcast starts.
That's how it starts.
The
Yeah.
opposite of you know, like the Pete Holmes has the organic, like, hey, I do. We're like, fuck. Fuck. Are we here
Well, what
again?
happens is, I
Christ.
love for Dan to start it because Dan gets so in his head
Yeah.
every time he starts it. Because he's like, did that sound natural enough? Dan like, he
doesn't
used to
matter.
start it. We talk about this a lot, but he used to start it and be like, hey, everybody. And then we made fun of each other for that because we both would do that. And then we tried to start it where we're just talking and we started that way. And then now Dan just did a very like, hey, everybody.
Well, I got
Well,
my
that would
head
have been
on-
totally fine, and you didn't fuck up. But
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh man!" Like,
Well, I get
nothing
my-
had fucked up yet.
No, nothing fucked up. It was
Well,
fine. But because I
it's
didn't
meta
react.
now. Well, because I was doing a podcast with O'Connor last night, and he goes, "Well, now the hack thing is to do the Pete Holmes thing, where you start the podcast and then introduce it."
Well, are we
because
already-
he copied that, or the Marin thing, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. It's
Right.
also, it's like, well, then you're going to run out of options on how to start a fucking podcast.
Just start it.
Just
Doesn't
start
matter
it.
how
Doesn't
you
matter
start
how
it.
you start it. Nobody gives a shit.
Oh,
well,
Have you ever heard anybody go, hey, the rest of it was shit, but that opening was fantastic.
nailed the opening.
Our guest today is who, Dan?
Kumail Nanjiani?
Hey, this is a
Hello.
big get for the podcast. It is. I'm not
The
joking when I
last
say
three
it.
guests we had have one Fuse credit combined, so we're really,
How do you?
we're really excited
we
about
had-
this.
I'm
had-
hearing a weird echo in my headphones. Excuse me? Oh, okay.
It's a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm
just gonna do
yeah,
this.
just do that. I don't know why I like wearing it.
I wanna keep mine on.
How are you doing, man?
Great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Show's great.
The last people we
You know
had
that.
were, it was just the whole cast of the Access Comedy Live. That's-
You have
Access
Steve
of-
Hofstetler.
Access of Evil.
Yeah, it was, we just had the,
Oh right, what was that? That was like 10
that
years
was
ago.
Ahmed. That was and that guy Dean Abdallah.
Dean
Abdallah.
Dean, who is
One
Middle
of Jeff
Eastern,
Dunham's puppets.
who's
It
Middle
was, like,
Eastern, but
really-
he's just like I don't know. I think he's like half Middle Eastern
yeah.
because he looks like a white dude to me, doesn't he? Is that
I
weird
don't
to
even
say?
know.
Also, his first name is Dean,
Yeah, right,
which
exactly.
is one of the whitest names possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the white half. The first name. half.
Yeah, you know that great Afghani comic Chad?
Yeah.
Like Ahmed, you're like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Dean, you're
I feel like that name's trying a little hard. Like,
trying too hard to be Middle Eastern.
yeah, I bet his last name was like Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't. I know Dean a little bit, and he's very nice, and I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm
He is
gonna
a
bet
very
he's very
nice
nice
guy,
too. I
yeah.
don't mean to make fun of anybody.
Well, too bad because Dean's on our shit list this week.
You try to turn this into a morning zoo as many times as possible.
yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot you have an X-Files podcast now.
Yeah.
That's
How is it? People like it, huh?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
people like it. I was supposed to. This is how it started. So I love the X-Files, and I wanted to watch it again. And I knew at the summer off for Silicon Valley, I was supposed to do this movie. And then the movie fell through, and I was like, fuck, I have nothing to do now. I'll
Yeah.
just watch all of the X-Files and talk about
This
it.
is like the 6th time you've done it too, right?
It's
all the X-Files.
It's the fourth.
Whoa!
Kind of.
You've gone through. I thought I was good. I went through The Wire twice
Yeah.
and The Sopranos twice.
Good? Is that the word? You're good?
Or is sad the word? Is it sadder? Is it?
I just love the show, and I love watching it again. But but I started releasing it, and it was like people started listening, and then you can't stop. So I basically made another job for myself. I love it. I love watching the show and talking about it. But it's like I got to do like research and stuff for it.
So it's every episode. You do an episode.
Well, in the beginning, I was skipping episodes, and people would get angry at me, and I was like, "This fucking thing didn't exist until a month ago, and you're like angry at it."
Well, that's
but now I do all
how
of them.
people like it. I
you
guess
probably can get Duchovny on now.
Now I do all of them. He's shooting right now. I'm gonna try for Duchovny. Obviously, I'm gonna try for all of them. I want to wait a little bit.
Guy who plays Skinner, no problem.
I would love to get
Yeah,
That'd be great. That guy's great.
Pledgy. Yeah.
Or the smoking man. Didn't he die? The smoking guy?
No, he's alive.
He's alive? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. Well, we went to go see the movie together because we were just talking
Oh,
about
fucking
X-Files
it. That's
too.
right. I forgot.
And you brought he's so into it. He brought a Mulder and Scully action figure. And I forget, we each held a figure.
I'm good. We each held a figure. Do you remember then those?
Like, you have the traits of someone who doesn't have a beautiful wife and isn't successful, and you're in shape, but you have these traits that the same people who like.
Who are...
You know what I mean? Like anyone else, like if anyone would have thought. That anyone who brings an action figure to a movie, you're like, there's no way he's on an HBO show.
I just put shelving in my house for my action figures, which I don't have that many of. I have.
How many is not that many? Because I can't imagine with you, it's not. In my head, it's going to be a lot.
What is a lot to you?
20.
Okay, no, I've got like 12.
Oh, okay,
that's
all
not
right,
too
that's
bad.
not too bad. That's not
I
bad.
have 3 at home.
Okay, yeah, I'll
you
tell you.
You have action figures?
I have like Hulk Hogan and then somebody else.
Did you see the thing where they have Breaking Bad action figures and the parents went to Toys R Us to get rid of them?
Yeah,
No,
they
no.
want like. Well, what kids want Breaking Bad action figures?
It's not for kids. It's just
And,
that
yeah.
it's not for kids. It's adults that are buying.
It's stupid because it's not exposing kids to a thing because either the kids have already watched the show and want the action figures, then they're already fucked.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Or they just want the action figure, in which case
they don't know what it is.
There's nothing wrong with
It's just a guy in a yellow suit.
Yeah, if you want a guy
you know
in
how
a
bummed out if you were a kid who hadn't seen the show and got those action figures?
What do they think is going to happen? They're like going to get the action figures and they're going to go home and they're like, what's this all about? I want to watch Breaking Bad. And these parents at any moment can go, no, you can't watch it.
Also, I don't think kids would be into that show.
Yeah.
I don't think they would love that.
They
show.
wouldn't even get it. They wouldn't go right over their heads.
I remember when I got my Midnight Cowboy action figures. And boy, I was watching that thing.
You got your taxi driver playset.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, I had my terms of endearment action figures.
Yeah, when I got my Caligula Beanie Babies, I was really excited about what was next.
I'll tell you what action figures I have, okay? I got
Let's
a
hear it.
Batman.
Okay.
I've got a Mulder and Scully.
Okay.
I got a Hellboy.
Oh,
I've
gotta have that.
Yeah, I got another the Fluke man from X-Files. Someone gave me that as a gift. I got that.
Which one was the Fluke
Who's
man
the
again?
Fluke man again?
He's the guy who lives in the sewer. Who's
that's
got,
right.
Oh, yeah. I kind of remember
Host
him, yeah.
is the name of the episode.
Uh-huh.
Great episode. I got Kratos from God of War, which is a
Oh, the video game?
the
Okay.
video game.
Yeah.
Emily's got a Devo action figure, so you could see the
Devo
difference
the
between
band.
Right.
the types of
That's
action
like
figures that I have.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hers are ironic versus. yours
No,
are
hers aren't
like-
ironic. That's cool. She's
The
like,
Devo?
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
likes
I mean
Devo.
it's cool, but it's like
It's ironic
that's
that
an
someone.
adult
Yeah.
purchase.
Yes.
Do you know?
Yeah. Right.
For sure.
What you mean, Kratos, the God of War?
Yeah.
And
Right.
these are regular action figures. These are ones that like you would play with. Like they're not the statue
No.
ones that are like ceramic or the.
I don't have any of those big ones. There's ones I've stared at, like ones that are over $100. Like I've stared at them. I've never bought them, but like they're all. I got a few Ninja Turtles action figures.
That's cool.
I got
Yeah.
a He-Man, the original old He-Man.
I
Yeah,
had that one, the one with the spin, where he spins like that.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
the
great for a
original,
podcast,
back
by
in
the
the
way.
day, He-Man.
Yeah, the original back in. I don't have He-Man actually.
Yeah.
I have a different character from
Beast
He-Man.
Man. I used to. My favorite one was Beast Man. Remember the orange
He had
guy?
a
Beast
smell.
Man?
No, he didn't. You're right.
Yeah.
Moss Man had the smell. Beast Man was like Skeletor's like main guy.
Yeah,
The orange guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah.
Remember they had the guy. They had what was it, Two-Face?
Skeletor was the best.
Who's the guy who would switch faces? You could switch faces on top.
Man-E faces.
Manny. That's what it is. Manny faces.
That was as clever as He-Man got. by the way.
Man-E faces. The thing is, it doesn't sound like a name. Like with Batman, Edward Enigma Riddler. That's it. Edward Enigma
Makes
is
sense.
still
Yeah.
a name.
Yeah.
Man-E faces.
Man-E faces.
Also, like it made sense with Batman because they already had electricity,
And they
but
would-
they had like they hadn't mastered electricity during He-Man times. I
No.
don't think. But they had puns before that. Do you know what I mean?
and,
Puns
and they can't call them Manny
came before
faces because they don't want to be like
civilization.
Mexican or something.
Manny faces.
Manny faces.
Manny faces. Manny faces. Great place
That
to drop
is-
off your car before the airport. Yeah.
They did have electricity. They had cars and stuff.
Did they?
It was in a weird universe with this magic and
it
also
was a different planet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Eternia, guys.
It was a what? Eternia? That's the name of the planet?
No better character.
I don't remember that.
Than the than in the movie, and he's not in the series.
Gwildor?
Gwildor's the best character.
Why is it not just Orko?
Orko's great. I used to have an Orko action figure when I was a kid.
I have no idea. Is it
Battle Cat was amazing.
Who was it? Who played Gwildor?
Gwildor, I don't want to say it was Willow. Was it Willow?
I think it's Willow.
I think it's Willow.
In the movie you're saying?
Yeah.
Wait, who was Gwildor?
Gwildor was this character that was basically Orko, but he's a little guy, and he's the one who opens the portal to Earth. Because in that movie, because they couldn't have a huge budget, they like all come to Earth, and they're hanging out at,
Oh, right, you're right.
Right.
It's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Don't they come to modern day Earth or something like that?
I just watched an episode of Doctor Who, and they always do that, where they're on some other planet, and they're like, "This is weird. Gravity's just normal," and then they just go on with the episode.
They have to address it.
Yeah,
I don't think they even addressed it in He-Man.
I don't even remember Gwildor. I don't remember the movie. I just remember the toys that I had when I was a kid, and the cartoon
as Skeletor.
Yeah.
Courtney Cox was in it.
That's right.
That movie bombed, right?
She was
that didn't do well.
Huge bomb. All of these movies come out a little bit later, right after the craze is over.
After the craze.
I think Ninja Turtles hit at the right time.
That was right at the right time, and they had a couple of them right at the right time.
Yeah, again, there's always like one actor in it who's really like, what's it go? Elia Koteas or whatever the fuck.
Elias Koteas.
I've been around that name.
He went from like
I made him more distinguished.
He was in Some Kind of Wonderful, and then he was in that.
Yeah, he was great.
He's awesome. He's really good.
I forget who April was. I was kind of
April changed. April. Oh my god.
It was.
And the second one, her name was Paige Turco.
Yeah.
The actress, and the first one, her name was.
I think it's the girl from Tough Guys. Do you guys remember that movie? You don't remember that movie, Tough Guys, do you? Do you remember Tough Guys? That's before you got here, maybe.
I don't know Tough Guys.
In the 80s.
I saw stuff.
It had Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas, about two guys who get
Seems
out
like
of
it was a
jail.
long time before I got on this earth. You talking about America?
In the 80s.
Oh yeah, you mean my grandpa's favorite movie? It's like, after the war, that was.
Come to think of it, my dad took me to see it. So yeah. No, it was in the 80s, and that was about them getting out of jail and assimilating to like the 80s
That's
lifestyle.
exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's a pretty good premise.
Yeah.
Really good.
The reason I brought up X-Files too is because I remember when we were watching it.
You're a big fan. You should do the podcast.
I would love to do the podcast, but during the movie, it got like. You and me and Emily both had the thing where it was like, yeah, I think this could be good. It's bad. The movie's bad. But we're like, maybe this is good. Maybe this is good. And then by the very end of it, we're like, I don't think that was good. And then there's a post-credit sequence, which then you realize, like, oh, this was terrible the whole time.
What was the
sequence? Because it's Mulder and Scully on a speedboat.
No,
like going through, I think the Caribbean. What was it? They're on a boat
and they
together.
look up at the camera and they wave at you.
They're like, yes, you were wrong to like this the whole time.
It's almost like they knew it was shitty, and they're like, "This is the boat we bought with the money that you're paying for this fucking movie."
Yeah. You remember during that movie, all those kids came in and started calling us nerds and yelling at us and throwing garbage at us?
Really?
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
St. Germain and I are the only dudes.
And we didn't say shit.
We didn't say shit. Well, there's one girl said, "There's more of us than there are of you." Which technically was true because there were like 11 of us and like 8 kids. And they said, "Shut up, bitch." White bread. And they started calling her white bread. And then they started throwing their McDonald's wrappers.
I guess it was a black kid that said that. It wasn't a white kid that was like white bread.
Either way, neither I or Kumail defended her. Just kind of slinked. Maybe they'll go away.
Yeah, I remember specifically putting my Scully action figure in my pocket.
Yeah, that's the appropriate time to do that.
No.
Woman beaten is grown men holding action figures stand by.
He's like, they're going to take Scully.
Nobody got abducted, but they get beat in the street.
When I worked
How much worse would the Ray Rice video be if that happened and in the corner you saw like a guy in a Hello Kitty shirt just like,
Yeah, not that much worse.
I think it'd be worse. That movie was terrible. Absolutely awful.
I think
I said it's like as bad. It was as bad as I mentioned the last Indiana Jones as like one of the worst things ever.
Yeah.
Last Indiana Jones was the same fucking. There was that period. I was in New York for 3 years, and every summer we had like a crew and we would go see movies.
Yeah.
And both of those came at that time. So the Dark Knight, but I always think of both of those as like one of my worst, like going at midnight to see a fucking new awesome movie. You know?
Yeah, it was real bad.
It was so bad. That ending is one of the worst things in the world. I heard you. I told him the ending with the spaceship.
Where they go. Well, it's not. They're not aliens. It's not a spaceship. It's an interdimensional ship, right? Isn't that the whole thing?
I don't know, nerd.
It's really. Hey. Oh no, white bread.
Guy who knew tough guys.
This is the kid.
He's like, yeah, nerd. Remember that movie in the 20s?
What do you mean? It was an interdimensional ship?
Yeah,
can
well,
you
the
explain this to me?
big twist in that movie, which I thought was so dumb, was that it's not aliens; they're interdimensional beings. Which you're like, they're fucking aliens. Who cares?
It's aliens.
the same thing.
Yeah, right.
If
I
there was
didn't know
something
that.
we made, then that's a twist. If it's some crazy shit from out there, that might be aliens or interdimensional. It's
Right.
all the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea it was interdimensional. They mentioned that in the movie. I think I just checked.
Yeah,
out
it's
if they
like a
mentioned
big,
that.
it's like a big thing. I kind of want to see it again. You know who Steve O'Brien keeps
I heard
saying
of
it's
this story.
great.
Well,
He said
you
it's
heard
great?
the story behind the Steve O'Brien thing, right?
No,
What?
what's the story?
Well, apparently Nate Fernald or something.
Steve O'Brien, very funny
Steve
comic from
O'Brien,
New York.
like Nate Fernald, from Team Submarine, very funny comic. Nate Fernald kept telling me.
Dan's
sorry,
burping as he
sorry.
talks.
Yeah, what is
Nate
happening?
Fernald,
talking.
don't worry about it.
Is your
He runs out of
body?
oxygen.
Is your body rejecting air?
Rejecting
It's
everything.
rebelling.
Like, water, no.
No, we must die.
Bring back the A1.
Those are your last words.
That was my But Nate, they would be writing, and then like this was a couple nights in a row. Steve was like, "All right, I'm gonna go back home, watch King with a Crystal Skull." And Nate's like, "Why are you doing that? It's like a terrible movie." And he goes, I just like it." And then one day I guess they were working together, and like Steve went to the bathroom and he left his notebook out there, and then Nate opened it up, and it was like a breakdown analysis of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And then Steve came back and looked at Nate, and then Nate's like, "What did you do? What?" And then Steve just goes, "I just want to know why it doesn't work."
Just overanalyzation.
Yeah, it was just like he couldn't wrap his head around why it was bad.
That's so interesting. That's the thing, is that things can be bad in so many ways. Usually they're good in like similar ways.
Yeah.
Like you have to have, there's like a reason.
good writing or a good director or a good story.
Yeah, but like even like like the 3-act structure and stuff, which you could deviate from, but you have to be like pretty fucking good to not go by.
I just watched. It was kind of shitty. Out of the Furnace. Out of.
I
Did
only
you
saw
see
the
that?
beginning of that. and
What's this?
It's with Christian Bale and
Woody Harrelson,
Woody Harrelson and
Casey Affleck.
Casey Affleck.
When from?
Like last year.
2 years ago, a year ago.
Year ago.
I don't know about this.
It was with the
movie.
kid. It was. Don't even bother seeing it. But it was like
Pretty
one of those
bad,
things. The reason I mentioned it because you mentioned the third 3-act thing, and they fucked that up left and right.
Yeah, it's hard to get right. I mean,
Yeah.
to make a great movie.
Yeah, of course.
To make a bad movie, one thing has to go wrong. To make a great movie, everything has to be exactly right.
And to make you can make a bad movie that's so much fun to watch, or you can make it just a boring bad movie.
Most
Like-
bad movies are boring. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them are good, but rare.
I thought that Glitter movie was going to be like spectacularly bad, like the Mariah
Well,
Carey
the book
Glitter
was
movie.
phenomenal.
So I started watching Glitter, and it's just boring bad. Like, it's not even...
It is boring bad. People watch that as like good bad, don't they?
Because Mariah Carey's it. That's the only reason. It's not good bad.
What's the one? Crossroads? That's the Britney Spears
That's the
one.
Britney
Oh,
Spears
that's probably good
Where
bad.
the big save at the end because she's like one of her friends.
Didn't you have a
apparently-
joke about it?
No.
Oh,
She's I really respect her work. So
right.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't do
yeah.
that.
You and Brittany go way back.
But she's apparently the big at the end of it. One of her friends is pregnant, and they don't know what to do. Should we get an abortion? Should we keep it? And then she falls down a flight of stairs and loses the baby. So they're like, okay, problem solved.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, that's
That's the worst thing ever.
That's great. Oh my god.
yeah, it's pretty great.
I used to watch, as far as X-Files goes, I used to be a doorman. Dan knows that.
yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. I was.
Wow.
a
You
doorman
say
in-
that
in
like
New
it would
York
be
City.
shocking if anyone
No,
knew your
yeah, it
personality
makes-
that you would be a doorman.
It makes sense. Yeah.
You know, hard to believe it. I wasn't a professor of women's studies before I started doing comedy.
He's such a fucking dick. See, Dan thinks that I'm a complete moron.
Oh, you got through like a magazine last month. I was really
Oh
excited
God,
for
you make that joke every time.
yeah, but there's a
Come
new
up with
audience.
a new one. No, there's not.
New audience.
Mike's here.
Mike, have I made that one in front of you yet?
Yeah, he said. Yeah, exactly. There you
Oh,
go.
all right.
And I think it was last last time. I don't think it was
Kumail hadn't heard it,
Yeah,
I loved it.
Sometimes you gotta do your A, like in different
if you
places.
talk to Dan long enough, he'll drop every literature, all the literature that he's read in the past 10 years.
That was a hard sentence
Fuck
to get
you,
out, wasn't it?
you piece of shit.
You should read more magazines. Sorry.
I read Field and Stream.
All right, then go watch fucking WWE.
Yeah. So you used to be.
You fucking go watch
right.
strongman fucking soap operas.
Strongman soap operas. So you were a doorman, and you'd watch.
I would
X-Files?
watch X Files. We had a TV that we snuck into the building, and I would watch X Files, and I'd work overnights and watch X Files, and actually get scared.
There's some great episodes.
There's some great scary episodes where I would get freaked out.
I've been watching. I'm on season 2 now. I just finished season 2 today.
Yeah.
I watched the last episode, and it becomes the show we know so quickly. Like by the end of season 2 of X Files ends with the one where he's in the train car and they set it on fire.
Oh,
the train car full of aliens. That's season 2. I thought of that as coming in much later.
I thought that was much later.
Yeah,
that
that's
show
season 2.
jumps the shark. Great. I think fifth season in.
No, fifth and sixth are good. 7 is going down, and then 8 and 9 are bad.
Yeah.
What about when the lone gunmen come into the play? Is it done?
They're in the first season.
They're
I
in the
think.
first season.
Oh, are they in the first season? That's the
Yeah.
first season?
That was that crazy.
Oh yeah, I don't know that much about it.
But
then.
there was a spin-off.
I watched the show, The
Oh,
Lone Gunman,
yeah.
and that first episode is 9/11. They predict 9/11 in the first.
Yeah,
episode.
the terrorists fly planes into the Twin Towers.
It's crazy.
Are you serious? Of the Lone
go back
Gunman
and
show?
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's before 9/11, obviously.
Before 9/11.
Into the Twin
Yeah.
Towers.
Yeah.
Where they're thinking about
Whoa!
Or that's what they thwart.
it. Yeah.
Holy shit!
So if only.
Where were they in 2001?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is pretty nuts that if only they had listened to the X-Files, then we wouldn't have been in this mess.
That's also like Breaking Bad
Or
does
Cheney
that too.
saw it.
What?
Or they saw it.
Cheney saw
Cheney
it.
saw it. and
That would be
was
hilarious
the
if
coup
that gave
d'etat.
them the idea for fucking September 11th.
The only one who was
like,
watching
I'm a huge
the
X-Files
X-Files was
fan.
Dennis Kucinich at that time. I don't think anyone else.
I don't get that, but I'm sure it
But
makes
it's, all right,
sense.
it's a dorky reference. It's a dork.
I'm just an idiot.
You're not an idiot. I apologize for doing that. That's wrong.
Oh, I'm kidding. Relax.
All right. Just saying.
But the Breaking Bad does that too. Breaking Bad, the very first season and the first episode, so much of the stuff happens.
Yeah.
Like the very first episode, he's already cooking meth, and
Yeah,
whatever.
isn't it the second episode where they fall through the fucking
yeah, that's the tub. The
the
tub.
tub?
falls
That's
through.
Yeah,
like episode 2.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's so fucking great.
Yeah.
Great show.
It seems like that show, they were like, let's put them in the crazy situation and then get them out of it. Because they were so many times stuck in like the crazy shit.
Just
happening.
unwinnable situations.
Unwinnable
So
situations.
one of the worst ones was that was the Winnebago one when
the
they're
magnets, bitch.
well, no, not in the magnets. When they're in there, right when they're going to crush it, and then what's his name? The cop, DEA is outside, and they're inside. And then he calls and has him pretend his wife's in the hospital.
Oh yeah.
That was the most fucked
That's
up.
a
That was one
fucking
where we're like,
great.
oh, how are they gonna get out of this one? That was
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but to be fair, like that show had, well, like how many episodes were there? Like 60 or 70 total.
Yeah, probably.
about that,
right?
yeah.
Like X-Files had how many more episodes? Compared
Well,
to
they
Yeah,
were also
that's true.
doing 25 a year. And, the writers kept changing. So the first 2 seasons are about the same. Then this changed. Then Vince Gilligan comes in season 4 or season 3, I believe. He starts writing it. But also, Duchovny left. Scully said she only wanted to be in half of him. It was a lot.
When was that by? That was like
That's like season
6,
8.
yeah. Okay,
8.
yeah. That's what happens.
And
a
then they
lot of the
brought
time.
in Agent Doggett.
Yeah.
The same thing
Who's a
happened
good
with
actor,
who's Doggett again?
T-1000.
Oh, Robert Patrick.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good, but it just
Yeah,
it
he's
was
great.
weird.
Robert Patrick's great.
And then the other lady who was like, what was
Annabeth Gish.
she? What was she?
Oh,
Was she a
yeah.
clairvoyant?
Yeah, she's like a psychic weirdo
She's
thing.
from Say Anything.
How pissed off were the other FBI agents who like wanted to get the X-Files that like they had like 3 really experienced agents and then this like just psychic. It's like, no, I'm a member of the team now. Like, what the fuck?
Yes,
It's like when Ernie Hudson joins Ghostbusters. You're like, what?
He just applies for a job.
Yeah.
But you think that? So you would say what season was it that it jumped the shark then?
I would say season 7 is probably weaker than all of the ones before it, but not. There's still decent ones, and then 8 and 9 are mostly pretty bad. But I haven't decided if I'm going to watch through the whole, because my plan was just go through season 6, and now I'm like, I don't know, maybe, but I don't want to. It's gonna be hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, especially when it gets bad. It's hard to watch.
I've
I watched
only-
all the Cheers.
Does it get bad?
It gets way worse by the end of it, but it's still good. But it
Still
gets
really
way
good.
worse. It's still really good.
It's
I
touching
watched-
at times too.
It's really touching at times,
How
and it's
many-
really nostalgic. Like I got emotional when I watched and when I started watching it, and I realized the beginning, the opening is so nostalgic for me because it was like as I would go to bed, I would watch the opening of Cheers.
Oh, okay.
Like I'd have to go to bed at that point, and I don't know, for some reason it's one of those things that
you
just
laughing?
sticks in your brain. He's laughing at me. Everybody's
I'm
laughing
not
at me
laughing
today, Mike.
at you. I'm really not
I just
laughing at you.
had a
You don't
vision
get
though,
nostalgic.
that-
You don't understand that. You don't
You're
get
like a
nostalgic
younger-
over
No,
TV.
no, I was just laughing.
You're
I
like
was just
a-
thinking about the little fight you guys had.
Oh, that
like 4
happens 10
minutes
times
ago.
a day. That
You're
happens.
like a young version of Coach, though.
Yeah, I'm a young coach.
You know,
I am.
Just
I am.
imagine you were like scrubbing Ochi's lounge.
Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? What do you think? You're Stephen Hawking?
I think I'm the voice of a generation.
yeah.
I
That's what
remember-
he says shit like that all the time.
I remember when we last time you did the show, you showed up, Dad said Germain, just to deflate his balloon. He was really upset. I was like, why? And he said it's because there was a stripper that he was at a strip club, and, and he got like
he fell in love with the stripper.
Yeah, and he was like, I thought she was really into me,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she just wanted the lap dance money.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
I know it's the
Hey.
oldest trick in the book. It's not even a trick.
That's not a trick.
The business
It's
plan.
It's the dumbest thing
No,
you can
I
do.
had left my wallet there.
And
I've
you
had
had
that
left
has
your wallet,
happened
yeah.
there. But no, I've never fallen in love with this. Well, no, I've never.
You
fallen
said
in,
that
you
you were
have-
like,
in
sure you
practice.
have.
In practice. Well, when they were in the
you
business,
thought
I never did.
You said that
After
you
the
thought
business.
that she was really genuinely into you, and so you kept.
I don't
getting
really
lap
recall
dances.
that. I
That's-
do recall, and this is something I want to talk about.
No, because
that
you've done that before too.
I feel like the last time I hung out with you and Emily, I made a complete ass of myself because this is one of the last times I smoked pot. Where I smoked pot with you guys, where we were watching that Vincent Price movie, and I got so stoned I stopped talking to both of you.
and you left. You
oh,
don't
you do remember
that?
it? You do remember it?
I mean, when you're saying
I think
it.
I don't. Since then, I think I did irreparable damage to our relationship
No.
because I was so weird.
no, I know. I said
Well,
that
I
beforehand.
left, and then because I kept thinking about death. You know, like when you get high, sometimes you start thinking about death.
I've never done that.
Jesus Christ.
So I left. Yeah, when I came back, and I
That's a
just went
terrible
to
way
bed.
to pitch that drug to anybody. Are you not thinking about death?
You know that
enough?
really awesome drug where you think about dying all the time?
Yeah.
What is that? Nicotine?
Yeah, it's nicotine. But yeah, I guess I do remember that. Well, it was at Meltdown. I think I was doing the show.
Yeah, you were doing the show. This was like maybe 3-4 months ago, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think it was longer than that.
Maybe
no,
it was
this is
longer.
like
And
a
you
year
showed
or
up
so ago.
and you talked about a stripper that you fell in love with?
No, I don't remember me falling in love with her.
You said
You
that
thought I think I know what this is because you mentioned it the other day. You said
I don't.
there was a girl,
There
I think
was
she was
one
really
girl
into
that
me.
I thought she was in.
Probably the same girl.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that one though. I feel that one I just left my wallet.
so you
there.
remember that stripper that I'm.
Yeah, no, I was pissed off that time because LA strip clubs are the worst. First off, I quit strip clubs like 3 months ago. I haven't gone to one. In 2 months, I'm sorry.
I don't believe
I
that.
mean,
You know,
I
most.
haven't-
Yeah, go ahead.
most people don't have to do
Most people never have to say, I quit.
quit 'em,
strip
yeah.
that.
club.
Well, I did.
Well,
They're just
for
like, I
most
guess
things, Dan
yeah,
has
they're
to
like, I
quit.
guess I haven't been in a while.
yeah. That's what normal people
That's
say.
how normal people.
They're like, no, normal people go, I've been to strip club like 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dan's like, I quit it. I didn't go. I quit strip clubs. I haven't gone in like 22 minutes.
Well, the thing is, I paid extra for this bed experience where you lie in the bed and they're supposed to give you a lap dance on the bed. But all they do is
Wait, what?
That's
a hooker.
No.
That's a hooker that they
No,
put out.
I did, no, but they just hover over you on the bed.
What do you mean? There's like pulleys?
No,
No,
it's,
like
it's just like they lie you
they-
down there like this is like
Oh.
the bed experience. But all they do is like kind of hover over you like a ghost.
You got to tell us how much that was. Is that the one that you told about the Hustler one?
No, that was way more.
Yeah.
This is like $220.
Just to have them,
Wait. So
just to have them kind of sleep with you.
Yeah.
wait. So what do they do then?
They just kind of grind on you a little bit, and that's about it.
They steal your money.
But you get to lie down.
For like one song?
What are they?
No, I got 20 minutes, half hour.
20. There's no way for 20
You know what you
minutes.
should have been
minutes.
like after that. That's a ripoff. You should have been like taking out your money, and just put your money hovering over her hand, and just taking it back. That's bullshit. I wouldn't have done that.
What's the hustler story?
We already talked about it. On the
Well,
podcast.
tell
we
me
can talk
ro-
about it afterwards.
Okay.
The reason I quit, the reason I quit strip clubs is oh Jesus. But anyway, I went to a strip club. and I.
And
was
he
at the
got
Hudson
married
Club,
at the strip club.
and I thought I was in an emotional time in my life a couple months ago, and I just thought that the girl, the way she made it out was that she was attracted to me.
You thought she was
I can't even finish the story.
Yeah.
And then
No, you're that guy. It's all right.
Yeah.
We went up to a private room.
When she saw you, did her pupils turn into dollar signs?
Like a Warner Brothers cartoon?
Yeah. Ching, ching, yeah, 777.
The little box in Mario.
Did her mouth become a cash register?
That's right. Her eyes rolled and then her mouth opened and money fell out.
Hachi, hachi, machi.
Swing.
So anyway, I've stopped doing strip clubs.
Have I? I've told my strip club story on here, haven't I? The one
Yeah.
Yeah, that's old.
I think so. I mean, this was just one of those situations where she's like, this is how she got me. And this is the last time I'll tell the story. I didn't really even tell it, I don't think, the last episode. But she's like, hey, first off, she's like, do you want Coke? And I'm like, no, I'm sober.
So you went to a strip club, you find the one.
Hustler Club.
You zero in
Well,
on
here's
one.
the thing is I blame the Knitting Factory because I didn't know that there was no
Yeah,
show.
it's the
Hannibal didn't
Knitting
let me know
Factory's
there's
fault.
So I got there, there was nothing to do.
Hold on,
because it was
back
Labor
up.
Day.
Back up. You blame the Knitting Factory because there was no show, and you're
at Labor Day.
like, they knew
Well,
what
I
I
had
would
driven
do.
into the city because now I gave up my place in New York. Place is a very loose term, and I commute from my parents' place when I'm in New York. So I commuted in, and I know that I saw that there was no Knitting Factory show because it was Labor Day, and I waited 9 hours.
Because it was Labor Day. So many clues, Dan.
I was supposed to meet up with this girl at like 11, right? So I had this time I had some time to kill, so I went to the Hustler Club. And then I got a text that the girl
Just to get real horny and desperate for this date at 11. That's a terrible idea. Get all worked up.
Just show up sweating to this
Yeah,
date.
objectify women, and then you meet a human being at 11.
There was no objectification. I was objectified. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got in there. This girl comes up to me, and she says, "Hey, you want to go to the private room?" I'm like, "How much is that?" And she's like, "It's about $500." I'm like, "I can't afford that." She goes, "All right, I'll get you the semi-private room for $250." And then
And you're like, well, that's a steal.
Yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
like
but
how she
what
says is, I'll get it for you. Like she's like hooking you up.
Yeah.
But a semi would be exactly the half price.
She's your friend who's an auto mechanic.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she
Are there other dudes in there with you? Is that how it works?
No, it's like swivel chairs.
What?
It's like, what did you take you? She just took you to the office.
This,
Yeah.
He was really
Was there a computer?
no,
Was there a desktop? Was there a printer there?
She's like, I'll be naughty office mate.
So anyway, I was like, well, yeah, but I'm just gonna leave with a boner. She goes, I'll take care of you for an extra $300.
So now it's $550.
It's $550.
But she'll like fuck you or get you off.
She get me off, right? So
Yeah.
I get up there, and then she says, all right, well, you're gonna give me a tip too, right?
On top of all that?
Yeah, so I gave her a $60 tip, and then she
So
started.
you already gave her. So you gave her $600.
So $600. She starts giving me a hand job. And then
How well is your career going? You could just see
Not good
this.
enough. I mean, I don't drink.
All right.
That was like a double dig, by the way.
$600 is.
Listen, I'm not proud. This is why I
That's
swear off strip
like
clubs.
a fucking PlayStation 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a nerd. I'm
See-
just sad and horny.
It's funny what you guys think. This is his PlayStation 4.
Yeah, this is my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've really never. Okay, so anyway, this is the most insulting part of it. First off, she goes, "I don't normally do this, but you're really cute. I love the beard." And I was like, that kind of made, for some reason, that worked because I was and then
I don't normally do this.
So then she gives me a handy.
Okay. Wait. So you go there.
Yeah.
You go into this room, the semi-private room. What does a semi-private room look like?
Well, it's like a chair, like a booth, like almost like a telephone booth.
Like a lap dance booth.
Yeah, like
but
a
maybe
lap
a little
dance
bit bigger.
Okay.
And she gets her Purell, and she starts giving me a hand
You're
job.
really cute.
Wait, is she like? You're really cute here.
But let me get this antibacterial.
So did she give you a lap dance first, or is it just like right down to the?
She
She did it while smoking a cigarette.
well, no, she went right down to it. She
She went right down to it.
She starts
Yeah.
doing, but this is the most insulting part, is that she goes, "I want to see you finish yourself off," and she tried to make it like it was hot, but I think her hand was just tired. So then I jerked off. And that was the end of it.
So you paid $550 to jerk off yourself.
Well, she helped with
Well,
No,
she started.
$610.
She started.
Yeah.
$610. So how long was this whole experience?
It was about 20 minutes.
Wow. You know what it is though? It's funny, but
This is why I've sworn it off, and I haven't been
everybody's
to one in 2
there.
months.
Yeah, and it's also a thing where now you learn to you'll never do that again.
Well, that's the thing is I was going on
hopefully.
No, I hadn't. I haven't, and I was kind of going on a tear. For a week, I was kind of going on a tear with a couple different places. So that was like because I'd quit.
Would you go alone?
Yeah. The thing is, I was starting to get off on giving the money to the person. So then I realized I had a problem.
I get
it's like
that.
a power thing.
I get that.
Yeah, it's like that. It becomes dirty when you give them the money.
Oh, okay.
So I started getting turned on by that.
Yeah, that's
they
completely
have
understandable.
to do this. They don't want to do
this is really fucked up. I don't know why I'm.
They
doing
need this for
podcast.
their rent.
This
To pay their children.
Like, won't be able to eat dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Hot.
Little Timmy's not going.
Well, this is
hungry
why.
tonight.
Listen, I'm talking about a sex addiction problem. I haven't gone back in 2 months.
You don't have a sex addiction.
Well, the thing is, another thing that used to get me turned on was like I would talk to escorts on the phone, like before I would jerk off, and just like I got one a couple times, but I would negotiate rates, and that would turn me on.
Wait, you would like
I get it.
Yeah.
Totally.
you would like argue with them like, come on, $200, and you're jacking.
Well, I
off?
would just be like, hey, what is it? Well, I wasn't jerking. I felt like that would be wrong.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, I would think about it and jerk off.
So you would just call them and be like,
This is probably the most revealing podcast.
It's pretty revealing.
It's pretty revealing.
Yeah. You don't have to say any more stuff if you don't want to.
I mean, we're not going to edit it, but
yeah. Well, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, Dan.
No, it's fine.
After this podcast, I'm charging you $600.
yeah.
But the point is,
give me $600 to be the guest on the host of this podcast. Yeah.
No, it's
and
good.
I was single during this process. Me and my girlfriend had broken up, and I was just
process.
That's
Listen, I
get it. I get it.
Well, here's the thing: is not like I was still dating. I wasn't like totally
You're not
pathetic.
just doing that.
And you were doing sets and stuff, right?
Sets.
Yeah.
sets, comedy sets.
Well, yeah.
You didn't like just go into a hole of like just strip clubs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like when you do coke and you just disappear.
Hey, man, it makes sense when you don't. I drink, but if I didn't drink, I haven't drank since I've been out here, really.
Yeah.
And I had like one beer maybe, but you don't know what to do when you're not drinking and you're waiting to go up. It's like, and you have time to kill. It's like, what do you do?
So anyway, it became a problem. That's what I'm trying to say. So I stopped it like I did.
So you stopped. Good for
The
you,
other
Danny.
stuff. So whoever I'm currently dating when this podcast airs,
I just got to the
I
point
am
with
not
strip clubs where I can't. When I was
sex addict.
when I was in my early 20s.
I mean, I don't know. I don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
When I was in my early 20s, strip clubs were like awesome, and then when you go to one, you're like you freak out.
No, I don't go anymore because of that.
No, but I'm saying when you get older, it's like it loses its novelty after a while.
Yeah, you just become that sad guy.
Yeah, but everybody's been there. I remember I went to one in Atlantic City where they didn't have a liquor license. Some of them have it where they don't have liquor. So you have to go down and buy a 6-pack, and then you bring a 6-pack.
Do you have to Do you have to sneak it in?
No, they let you just bring it in and drink it.
That sounds like a disaster for the stripper. BYOB.
It's probably a mess for them. They're probably get insanely shit faced.
Yeah,
and then they just act like assholes.
Yeah.
Well, we were nice young boys when we came in there and acted appropriately.
Yeah, exactly.
There was one in Springfield Boulevard in Queens. It was called Fickle Phillies, and it was just a bar.
Oh, because they're horses, fillies.
Yeah. It was right by Belmont. It wasn't far from Belmont.
Okay.
And all it was, this is what the stripper part of it was. This old lady who was fucking gross. They had a clothesline with a curtain, a dirty curtain in front of it, and she would dance in front of the curtain and then take a boombox out and put it in front of her and just press play on the boombox and dance in the bar like naked. It was the grossest. People would go because of how shitty it was.
Wow.
She had like bullet holes in her ass, like shit
I
like
thought
that.
you liked strip clubs.
Oh, I haven't really been. I've only been a couple times. I went to Jumbo's Clown Room this week.
Jumbo's Clown Room.
Do you know Jumbo's Clown
That's
Room?
right
a
across the
strip
street
club?
from my apartment.
It's not a strip club. It's more burlesque. I've only really been a couple times, and I've never hung out there. One time the last time we went, we got. This was in Portland or Seattle, one of those, and it was a
Portland.
comedy
It's like an
festival.
art form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this was Seattle. We got kicked out because one of the strippers got pissed off at one of the guys. And
What did he do?
He didn't really do anything. I won't tell you who it is. I'll tell you after the podcast. But I was there with a bunch of people. Kurt Braunohler.
Yeah.
Emily was there, and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Bunch of people we all know.
And somebody fucked up.
Well, so I hadn't really been. This was about a year ago, and the guy was sort of telling me like, "Hey, you give him $1, whatever." And then he was like, "Oh, and then Purell your hands," just as a bit. But she somehow heard from stage, and then she came down and to him and was like, "What are your Purell? 'Cause it's filthy. Here's your Purell," and she like squirted Purell all over him and walked away. And then we just were like, "I think this means we should go." We're like, "Yeah, we should go."
And then you got up and left.
and then we just left.
Oh, so you didn't get kicked out?
No, but we pretty
but
much.
Fuck her, dude.
Also, like, she is admitting that it is dirty.
She had
If
Purell.
you have Purell on
She
her.
had
Yeah,
Purell.
she did have
That's
Purell.
Yeah,
Really,
that's not you guys.
Yeah,
No
she,
way.
You seem like you have your shit together, though, as far as, I mean, most things. Like, you have never heard a, like, Kumail fuck-up story. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you were coming up in Chicago, though, have you...
Well, you did
have
the
any
other
of that?
day. You called Bill Cosby a racist, but I mean,
Yeah,
rapist,
yeah,
but-
I remember that.
Oh yeah, what do you guys think about that, Hannibal?
I mean,
you know, I think he did Howard Stern. He talked about it.
Oh, what did he say?
He was like, you know Hannibal. He's just like, yeah, it's weird, man, but it happened. I gotta live with it. It's fine. Like he's like doesn't give any info. He's not like, holy shit, it was nuts. I said it, and then all this shit
Well,
happened.
I mean,
he,
there's
you know,
like...
he doesn't get
there's-
excitable
I mean,
like
there
that.
is a lot of... I mean, there's a lot of news... There's, like, stories supporting it.
I
Well,
mean,
no. He did. He talked
Yeah.
about how he did research on it. But here's the thing: he wasn't convicted. The guy wasn't convicted of rape.
No,
So-
he paid them all off.
He paid them
There
all
were
off,
13 of them,
and he raped
they
them.
all had
Yeah.
the same story. Roofies.
Yeah.
Roofies. Yeah.
They all had the same story.
There was 13 of them.
There's 13.
Yeah, he was just saying how he goes he's never had anything like that happening before in his act where it becomes like a media thing, and he goes I researched it before. I've been talking about it for 6 months, and it just
Also,
blew
it
up.
was a bit that he'd been doing, and then
Yeah.
someone put it
It
on
was a
cell
bit that he
phone.
did, and somebody taped, and then Howard Stern was trying to get basically out of him like, hey, but isn't it weird that like you're saying it at a show and then you see it like in an article the next day, like it becomes like news the next day? Isn't that weird that the different dynamics of how it comes
Yeah.
across that way? And he's like, and he agreed, but he didn't like go into detail about like I wish I didn't say it or anything. He was fucking.
Well,
just, you know,
I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I said it, but I don't want to keep going with it, right?
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much, but. I the guy did the research on it. It's fucking. I kind of like.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
we've
it's a
all
strong
known
opinion.
this for years, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone.
Well, I
kinda
heard
knows
about that. I just didn't know. Well, it was even in the news, wasn't it? It was in the news too, kind
It
of
came
recently.
up about, I would say, maybe a year and a half ago. Like it was coming back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's got the best PR people in the fucking world. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah,
they control the media. It is
Yeah.
amazing, but they
and
do it.
and he's right. It is bullshit. If you're gonna call young black comics to lecture them, and then you're going and you're taking advantage.
Make sure
of
you
girls.
haven't raped anyone.
Make sure.
Yeah.
You have to have a clean slate at that
Well,
point.
you think that's controversial? You should see my new video, What I Say About Paul Poundstone. It is going to be all over Split Sider
This
tomorrow.
hustler story is really gonna sink you.
Yeah, but no, you never had that. You kept it. I've never had that either. Have I ever had? I've never had that either. But you mean
What?
as far as well known?
Well, yeah, we're not famous.
We're not famous. Oh yeah.
Hannibal's a
No,
famous
no,
I
media.
haven't
No,
had a
but
scandal.
comic stories. Comic stories.
Have
yeah,
I
yeah.
had a scandal in the tabloids?
No.
No.
Were you on TMZ?
I did. Oh no, that was. I tried to think of someone famous and I couldn't.
Oh, for me, you're saying?
No, for me.
Oh yeah.
Somebody
I was
had
gonna
written-
think of Mad About You guy. What's it? Paul Reiser.
Paul
Paul
Reiser.
Reiser. You don't think, but when you were like, I always wonder what we were like before you met Emily with women. Were you good with women or no?
Not really. I
No?
wasn't bad, but I wasn't. I
You're
was
shy,
never-
right?
Pretty shy. Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
shy. Pretty shy. This is the least shy I've ever been, but yeah, pretty shy. I was never like really great,
Don't
but
you-
I would date girls for a little bit and then be single and then date. Like I wasn't.
Yeah.
Comedy made you more confident, right? Comedy made
yeah,
me more confident.
it also 100%.
yeah.
In Chicago, there was no, like, people now get laid at shows and stuff. In Chicago, that was not a thing really you could do. There weren't, like, girls who would come to shows really.
Like,
When I was in Chicago doing comedy, it wasn't, like, cool or hip stand-up was not cool or
Yeah.
hip over there. And then
Yeah.
moved to New York, and I was like, oh, like, actually cool people kind of come to shows. There it was, like, random, like, old people and stuff. It was not a good...
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
funny comics, but there were no shows that were like cool shows. Really, I mean, Lincoln Lodge was okay.
Yeah.
Not really.
Did you have any like when you got up? Like, what was your act like when you first? I always wonder this. What was the What was the dumbest move you made on stage when you first started?
I would
I tried to do Hedberg one. I remember I used to wear sunglasses and shit.
You used to have
when I
puppets.
started.
You
It
used to
was-
have puppets.
Yeah, I had a puppet show thing.
Oh, you
I
had
remember
you had
that.
puppets?
Yeah, you remember that the X-Files. I had the David Duchovny in it.
Yeah, what was this? Remind me more.
I forget. It was about my breakup. One of my many breakups. I reenacted the breakup with puppets.
Wow.
I actually left
People
it.
say-
There's one tape of it on my MySpace page.
Oh, is
that
there?
I've left up. Yeah, just in
Those
case
those
you
still
Maniacs
exist.
want to archive.
Saint Germaniacs.
His name's for his fans.
Has he used that before?
Yeah, tons of times. He wants to get T-shirts that have the Hulkamaniac.
Yeah, I want to get like a montage of like people who really look hard up wearing the Saint Germain.
Yeah, really hard up.
Just like a diner waitress and fucking
homeless
You know what
dude.
happens?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I'm making headway for him not to fucking do that anymore, and then shit happens. Like the other night, we talked about this a couple of
Yeah, because I
podcasts
have
ago,
no
but-
fans, obviously.
Well, yeah,
but every
but-
once in a while, somebody will recognize me from something, and it'll be in front of Sean.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing in the
It happened,
world.
it happened the other night in a parking lot. These girls are like, "Hi, Dad," and they just like giggle and go by in their car, and then he's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Hey," and then he's
ran after him.
But to his credit, he did
Kumail's at
not.
the point where it's like, oh, thank you. I'm still like, hey, stop, stop, please.
Can I put this in you? Let me test that with this.
But you didn't. He didn't ask them for their number. That was
didn't do
actually
that.
good. You got approached a lot, huh?
I mean, not a lot, but pretty
Enough, yeah.
pretty often, and more actually outside of LA, because I think here people know
What kind
not
of
They
respect,
know.
yeah.
New York does that too. Nobody
They
says
don't-
anything.
Yeah, nobody says anything, but it happens like. When Silicon Valley was airing, it was like
all the time.
it was
Yeah.
like pretty much every day a
Yeah.
lot. Even when I would travel and stuff, it would happen a lot. And now it happens and Meltdown like
Did it?
it happens probably if I'm out like every day, but not like
Like it also depends on where you are. Like if you go to the
Yeah.
Grove.
I don't ever go to the Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you like on purpose.
It's so far from me.
Oh, right.
He loves
I
the
don't,
Grove.
I don't like.
I love the Grove.
I don't ever avoid. I like the Grove too.
I like the Wood Ranch Grill.
I like the Grove.
I love it so
There's a
much.
Singaporean place in the farmers market.
Yeah, I won't eat that. But
Why?
because I don't know if you remember. I'm very.
Oh, you're like a
plain.
hamburger
Yeah.
fries kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be dead.
I don't know if you know, you used to be a doorman. So.
I don't know why
You said that so aggressive.
Yeah,
you throw a coin out of your carriage at him.
Doorman. Piece of shit doorman.
Doorman. But yeah, dude,
I do like the Grove. I don't ever avoid places because of it.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering. Well, the
No.
Grove seems like.
What do you think is like the dumbest move you've made on stage? Like when you
Well-
first started?
Well, I used to be very different. Like I wouldn't take the mic out of the stand. I would do one-liners. I would.
Weren't
have,
you very? You were also very more low key, way low key, right? think you
I
told
would
me that
like
once.
sort of play up the nervousness. Like I had a very specific like delivery. It was
Yeah.
like really
Like
mannered.
Pakistani Woody Allen.
Yeah, I was like a Pakistani Woody Allen.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's must have
It
been
was.
an example.
It was actually more like a Pakistani Jake Johansson,
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
which is
He actually he was supposed to do our show yesterday, but
he bailed.
He got too nervous
Anything
and he
else
bailed.
came up.
Yeah. Anything else?
How do you guys
he's
know
gonna be
him?
the next one.
we
Our
don't.
producer knows him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
So funny.
Nice guy too.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy.
Love to have you back, Jake. We'll be here.
We love you.
We love you so much. We'll keep the light on for you.
But you also.
God, wait, do you think this is going to screw up? Like that story about the strippers going to screw up me getting a girlfriend again?
I think the assumption
That's what
that they're
he does.
listening to your podcast is
No, it's happened before.
What happened?
somebody-
What
What do you mean?
Well, I've had like I was
Well, they
about to meet
Google,
up
I
with this
bet.
girl. Yeah, they Google, and then this girl that I'm maybe meeting in next month in Vancouver.
you have a date set up.
Yeah,
in a
kind
month?
of. You probably know her, but
Who?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
But yeah, she was like, I just listen to your podcast. You're not. Sometimes you don't seem like the guy you're presenting.
Oh, really? Oh, she said that?
Yeah,
The
well,
same
no,
girl?
she didn't say that, but I've had people like that's the thing. Like, oh, that's interesting. Not her specifically, but this is the one before this, where she was like, it's different to hear that side of you with all the sex and drugs you've done. Like, you can hear in their voice where it's like, oh, wait, Santa's beard is coming off, and he's got whiskey on his breath. Oh no, is what I've believe, not true. Yeah. So I'm a little nervous now that I don't know.
Well, then you just don't say the shit, or you say it, and you don't.
I guess. Well, but
you're being honest, though.
This was months ago. I want to make this point from now, so by the time this airs, it'll be like 4 or 5 months.
You realize there's tons of shit I haven't said about myself on this podcast.
I know, but that's
you
why
don't have.
You're the guy
who.
You're the guy who let.
Hey, you're the guy heavy lifting on this.
Well, no. You're just you're a blurter. You're a fucking blurter.
Sean will tell me like the most innocent shit. He goes, "Oh, I went to a doctor's appointment the other day. Don't mention it on the podcast." I'm like, who are you, Tony Soprano? Do you think you need to promote this image of toughness?
That's not true.
Yes, you have.
Going to the doctor is such
that
a
is
pussy
not true.
move.
What'd you say?
You went to the doctor?
Yeah.
He does that. He'll like tell me something.
Little
with
girl.
my Scully action figure.
This was literally the same day of an episode that we had where he's like, oh, I was 50, it was something like, I skipped out on something. Don't say that on the podcast. And then on the episode, we talked about me fucking girl and then her having a heroin overdose. It was like, I was like, can you say something, Sean? So I'm not the only one
Say
out
you
here.
missed an appointment.
No, it wasn't miss. What was it? It wasn't
I
missed an
forget.
appointment.
I don't know if I can say it. Honestly.
Skipped out. Do you remember what it
Well,
was?
I can't. I don't know if I can say it. It's a psychiatrist.
Wait, so this comes out
Oh,
months?
yeah. Oh, you mean therapy?
Yeah, the fact that you go to a therapist.
Oh, you can say
It took you forever to talk about that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like you're
right.
and that was Tony Soprano. The only other person I know who was afraid of talking about having a therapist was Tony fucking Soprano.
That's how you know the therapy is working. You can start
That I
finally
can start
telling
saying
people.
it.
you're
Yeah,
going to see.
yeah. I'm gonna be more. By the time, give it a little more time, and I'll be able to be more honest in this podcast.
Wait, so this comes out months from now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
months
it'll
from
be a
now.
couple
Well, you
months.
it might be moved up a little
Yeah,
bit.
well,
Why?
we're
Why
gonna
would
probably
you have
get
like
it
a
right.
long?
Why'd you need to reach 30 people?
We're not gonna lie. We're gonna give yours a big push.
Yeah, you're gonna help this podcast.
We're gonna tweet
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We got a billboard.
You're
on
us.
stuff.
Like this is us landing LeBron James. This podcast. We've had some rough ones, Kumail.
Yeah, but we have a
Some
bunch
real
of them.
rough
We have a
ones.
bunch of them backlogged. We have a bunch of.
Because we live in New York and L.A. So,
So you live here? I
I
didn't
live
know
here.
that.
I just moved here 2 months ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I hang out here now. We should hang out sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But I
For sure, I start working this week, but
maybe after this.
How long does that go for?
till February.
Okay,
It's a long one. But
just let me know whenever you're free.
what I fucking
I'm
love about this, though, because this is, I'm sure, relatable to all you guys, is like, well, not the listeners, but you two, maybe some of the listeners, is like, for me, if I don't have like work, so like I was working in September, but I have an off October waiting to do this. Like I never know what I should be working on, but I feel guilty if I don't do anything. So I'm like, I should watch an X-Files, and then because that's kind of
And
work,
that's how that
or like
started,
write
yeah.
stand up,
and
or,
that
like,
becomes work, like you said.
yeah, it is work. It is work. So I'm liking that we start Silicon Valley, because then I'll have one thing and I can just focus on that.
Yeah.
And then not feel guilty about laying around the other time. And for me, the greatest feeling is like, so I start, I usually go in at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll only be in like the first scene of the day and I'm done at 9.
Yeah.
But, or even if you're, shooting more, that's the best feeling, is you look and it's like 9 a.m. and you've already shot a scene. Like, that's the fucking best.
And then
Where,
you're
like,
done.
I would be asleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
The greatest days are the ones where you shoot early morning and you're done by like noon or 1, and then you have the rest of the day.
And then you gotta come back the next. Is it 5 days a week, or is it?
They shoot 5 days a week.
But you're not in it.
I'm
5
not
days
in it, if I'm not in the scene, then I'm not there. But like this one, I saw the schedule for the first 2 weeks, so I'm in like 3-4 days a week.
Okay,
No more,
okay.
like 4 days a
That's
week.
awesome. It's like
you
working
guys are
3 days
all
a
in
week.
that room. Half the time.
Mostly
most
we're-
of half the scenes are there.
Yeah,
that's
we're-
your Cheers bar.
Yeah. So like, it totally
It is.
is our Cheers bar. It totally is our Cheers bar. And then this season, the structure of the first few episodes is a little different because that actor passed away.
Yeah,
That's
so
so
it sucks.
sad. He was awesome
He's
on the
amazing.
show.
Nice guy, huh?
Oh, the best guy.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Whenever we do Q&As,
And then if he wasn't,
You're not gonna say he's not,
No, I'm gonna
he's
let
dead.
some shit out.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be like everybody. That's the thing. Whenever I read about people who got Ebola, they're like, they were the kindest. Like, why is it only infecting?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
she was a bitch, but
Yeah, right.
I mean, she shouldn't get
It
Ebola,
had to
but
affect a couple of assholes.
yeah, she called the cops on my party. But at Q&As, people would always ask, like, hey, what about that guy? Like, I don't know. He's not going to be on the show anymore. What do you want us to tell you?
Yeah. He passed away.
How are you going to
yeah.
deal with it? Well, by having him not act on the show.
We're gonna have a hologram.
We have Andy Serkis in a stop motion outfit acting out.
Randomly, he'd been living in his house for 6 months anyway, studying him.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would people ask
just
those questions
want-
not even real. They just want to ask. They want to hear you say, "Oh, well, he passed." They want to hear you say he passed away again. That's all they want to hear you say.
I think they also want to show that they know about the show and stuff, But
right.
So there's gonna be, the structure's different because he's gone. So they gotta figure out, how to.
Right, the storyline has to kind of.
I read the first 6 out of the 10. So
Super funny show.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking great season.
Like you're gonna turn around and go, no, that show that I work on is so shitty.
Yeah,
we're really asking the hardball questions. So do you like comedy?
So how do you like the weather in L.A.?
Beach is pretty good, huh?
I'm watching Lost again, and I wanted to do a Lost podcast. And then somebody told me there is a Lost podcast.
There's a few of them.
There's a few of them where they revisit it, but I listened to one of them, that Back to the Island. That's really shitty.
What's it called?
Back to the Island.
There's one.
Can we have our first podcast rivalry with that podcast?
With that podcast?
Back to the Island?
Back to the Island. Oh yeah,
They're
fuck you guys.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Why is it shitty?
I listened to one. It was super boring.
There's 2 guys.
They barely talk about the show.
There's 2 guys that are like video game guys. Like they work for like one of the video game websites or something, like different ones, and then they're doing a Lost one. I forget what it's called, but
really?
that one came out around the same time as X-Files. We started around the same time.
Yeah.
So I would hear them mentioned in the same
X-Files, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're good.
I don't know.
I would listen to it.
People seem to like that one, but I haven't listened to it.
Did you watch Lost when it was on?
Yeah. We
talked about it a bunch, yeah.
This is every like month and a half, I'll get a text from Sean or like an email like, "Hey, did you see this video?" And it's like some fucking light in the sky.
Well, here's the thing. I know. Because I know you like that stuff.
I do love that stuff.
I love that stuff, and I like that stuff too.
Have you seen the fucking thing that looks like just legs walking? Have you seen that?
No.
It's in Philly. Oh, fuck, I can't remember. I can't believe I don't. It's
in the. What is it?
It's been photographed. It's been recorded 3 times in the same town, and it's the fucking craziest looking thing. It looks like it's just legs walking, like wobbly legs.
Calista Flockhart?
Wow, that was good.
Wow.
That was dead on. That was
very
good.
timely.
Hey, this is a 90s theme podcast.
You've got beef with the Lost podcast with Calista Flockhart.
Snap bracelets.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Are you going to take down the pet rock?
That's going to be...
Take that down.
Wait, so is it on the ground or is it in the sky?
No, it's on the ground, but you're into that shit, too. Like, we were into the Montauk Monster,
Yeah,
remember?
Montauk Monster,
They never figured that out.
Yes, they
the
did.
body
It was a
disappeared.
dog. It was a dog.
No, the body disappeared.
Well, they kept moving into people's backyards.
Well, dude, it's right near... There's a animal testing plant right near
Plum Island.
Plum Island, yeah.
Wait, what do you mean they kept... Of people's backyard.
So whoever found it, one guy, I read a whole article where they moved to this one guy's backyard, and then when
they were like pranking him.
No, when the heat started, no, he was like keeping it for them, and then when the heat started, they moved it somewhere else because they wanted people to find it, and they like kept on whoever found it kept moving it, and then I think it disappeared. But the people have looked at the pictures and they're like, it's a dog, it's a dog skeleton. It's a dog that's been a pickled dog basically. It's been in salt water for like however long.
Okay,
a dead dog.
But
there really is an island off of Long Island that does experiments and does animal experiments.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of the pictures of those where it's like, that is the most brutal fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire. I saw a picture of a lab where they were testing on cats, and it was one of the worst things I've ever fucking seen.
It's awful,
and it's real.
It's absolutely awful.
What do they do? What if it's just like them putting funny hats on?
Yeah.
What's the legs one?
One was dressed as a businessman.
What's the legs one?
The legs one, I fucking forget.
It's a creature that just looks like legs?
It's like a creature that's walking, and they have a name for it. They have a name for everything, but it looks just like legs, and it looks like it's kind of like the glow in the dark kind of green. It's a little bit like that.
Is it underwater?
No, it's on land. It's fucking crazy.
And they just never caught it. They just videoed it.
But there's 3 videos of the same thing around the same area.
In Philly, though?
I don't know. I don't remember if
it's just an Eagles fan.
Yeah, it just sounds like a Slender Man sort of internet.
No, okay, that's what I'm thinking of it. It's not Philly. The Green Man is Philly.
Yeah.
You know the Green Man?
No, it's the Green Man.
That's the guy who's like,
that's the real guy.
Sunny, right?
Huh?
Yeah, that's the Always Sunny thing.
Yeah, Always Sunny sort of did a riff on it where they had a guy in all green, but the Green Man was a real guy in some like suburb of Philly who was horribly well, I don't want to say horribly. What a horrible thing for me to say.
But
He was like very deformed and blind.
He was a monster. I just make it 10 times
And what
worse.
would he do?
But he was just a guy that lived there, and he would, in the middle of the night, because he couldn't leave during the day, he would go on walks by the highway, and people started calling him the Green Man. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. But he existed. And
He was a real guy,
yeah.
and he died, but that's what the Green Man Philly thing started. But this was like, I get... Shit. Here, I'm going to get my phone and look it up. You guys talk for a second, because it's a cool thing. Emily told me about it, and I don't remember how
What if when you leave, you look back and we're just like shut down and just silent, looking at each other?
We're sleeping on each other's shoulder.
Yeah.
I think every town has a thing like that. Did you have that in your town?
Well, Jersey Devil.
Well, not like the Jersey Devil, but also we had this lady, the Pink Lady. We had the Pink Lady in our town
for Pound Ridge, New York.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
We had the Pink Lady, which was this lady who would walk just out of nowhere, would just walk the streets, and she had this 1940s pink dress on. She was like 80 years old.
She creepy.
And one day she was really creepy. And one day she would go to the pizza place and just sit there by herself and talk to herself. And then one day she wrote on a napkin, "I have $1 million in my basement, and it's possessed by the devil." So these two dudes that I knew broke into her basement, and there was nothing there.
Long Island.
Well, the thing is, don't believe her. She also thinks the devil is down there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
if you're from Long Island,
go
all you
for it.
see is million.
If you're just choosing to believe half of that.
Then we had Pockets. We had this guy Pockets who would walk around with his pockets out of his thing, and he was just a mentally handicapped guy.
Well, there's a guy, there's Leatherman in Pound Ridge, New York.
What's Leatherman?
Well, he was turn of the century, but he used to just he lived in the reservation in the woods, and he would just wear thick leathers, and people would give him food, and he wouldn't make it. And the boys started. He set up a shack in the woods because the boys in town would throw rocks at him.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he was just kind of a retarded person, I guess.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I think that was
back
most
in
of
the
these,
day.
like back in the day, like the Jersey Devil, and just
And
turned
they-
out somebody with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how to classify.
And they were
it.
fine with it because nobody knew
You know?
how to. They would put them in asylums. They didn't know how to
They
deal
didn't
with
know how to
it.
deal
Yeah.
with it. You know?
That was like, remember that kid that stole? That kid was great. The kid that stole all the planes, the feral kid that would live in the woods. He would live in the woods and then rob people's houses, and then he stole like 6 planes. And then would just fly them, and he didn't know how to land. He would just crash these like $1 million planes, like
and
like
then
Cessnas
how would he
and
jump
stuff.
out?
Oh, he would just. I guess he just would. He knew how to land enough that he could get out. But they would just have these crash planes out of nowhere. And then I think he ended up. Did he get arrested? Right, Mike? Yeah, he got arrested. But for for a long time he was on the run. And then but he knew how to live in like the deep woods. And he would live in trees and shit.
He's like our Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those are the people.
But no
man,
lessons to be learned.
When everything crumbles, you know.
Those are the people.
When
they're
it's
going to be the
going
people who
down,
left.
Those
Yeah.
are the people that are going to.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know.
I would know. I could survive in the woods for an hour. I don't know.
No.
6 hours. Realistically, well, how long do you think you can survive in the woods for?
A week.
You really think
I
a
really
week
do.
with nothing? You're given nothing
Yes, I think I could find a way.
for a week.
Yes.
So you're gonna you would kill animals.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, have you done that before?
No, but
No,
I could do that.
exactly. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd
I've
be
already
able to
thought
do
about
it.
how I'd do it.
You would have to get hungry enough to fucking do it.
Well, I already thought.
How would you? What's your plan?
Well, I've seen a lot of videos where they jump on the deer from the trees.
Of course, that's your fucking plan. They jump on the deer from the tree.
What? That's not a bad plan.
Yeah, it's an awful plan. You're not
Yeah.
gonna get a deer that way.
No, yeah, that's how you get them. Well, yeah, you could jump. I'm just saying, like, if I
Throw
don't
a
have
surprise
a weapon,
party for the deer.
Well, yeah, I'll cover myself in thick brush, and then, I jump off the branch and I grab it by its neck, and as I'm swinging down, I crack its neck.
The way to do it is booby traps. You just put booby traps everywhere.
You came back with the most equally illogical answer, something you're
I would
equally
just- I would
incapable of
figure
doing.
I could not do
How
that.
could you do You can't set up shit in your apartment, your 1-bedroom apartment.
My wife fixes things in my
Yeah.
apartment. I'd have my wife set up booby traps in the woods.
Your wife
she
would
knows.
be long gone.
She has.
Especially with all
my
those
wife is the
runners
one who.
magazines.
Yeah, she'd be gone.
So
she
she'd
would just
be
be able to run from all the
Yeah,
predators.
she'd be like with a woman. You know, she'd already be give
Wait,
up men.
what the fuck?
All right, now I'm going to my fantasy.
Wait, you have a fantasy about my wife being with a woman? What? You really are honest on this podcast.
Yeah, that one's not true. It wasn't a woman. It was too close. I don't know.
I can't find this fucking the
It's
name of
okay.
this legs thing.
We'll put the link up on the podcast.
I'm gonna look it up after we're done.
I tell you, I just want to end. I just want to add this before we end. I went through a breakup in April, and I went through.
Oh, God,
I'm
this
not going to
fucking
go
kid.
through this anymore. I'm just saying that every day I watched a conspiracy theory video. I went through the Illuminati, the Rothschilds.
That is the craziest breakup. That's perfect. Jesus Christ.
I dealt with the breakup.
I
was watching Franklin cover up. I read the Franklin.
The Franklin cover up. What's the one? What's the island that I looked at, that I read? I watched the video on. Not the island.
Which one did I send you?
The resort, whatever the resort is. Franklin cover up. It was the guys who go to.
That was a Frank credit. Oh, Bohemian Grove.
Which is a real thing.
I got obsessed with MK Ultra. Last podcast.
I know
MK Ultra's real.
Yeah, MK Ultra's real.
Yeah,
Nazi fucking.
That's a proven one. There was the Kennedy assassination one wasn't real, but there's one around the Kennedy there's another Kennedy. Was it the Gulf of Tonkin? What was it? There was one.
It was when they set up false flag. It was the first false
Cuban
flag.
Missile Crisis.
No, they set up a false flag operation, which was the It was what the Bay of Pigs was based on, and I'm forgetting what that is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I had a lot of time alone. I was on the road a lot.
Yeah, that's why I send you that. I send you that.
No,
stuff.
I love it. I love it. I just.
No, I know. I know you like that stuff. I love it, man. When I think something's real, I believe stuff. I believe.
Well,
the longest time I believe in big.
So
what the fuck is that?
So yeah, we still believe witches and shit.
I believe like Bigfoot. I was like so psyched on Bigfoot.
You thought Bigfoot was real. I got excited when they figured out who the fucking Jack the Ripper was, and
that's
that was for. Is that not for real? That was the guy's book. Fucking
that guy. Well, the genetic test.
I think I sent you that one too. Oh no, I didn't send you that.
But I looked up all about that guy, the Kosminski guy, whatever, the barber guy, and then yesterday I read a thing that there were like 4 different genetic scientists. People looked at it and were like, well, he did the test wrong. And then he was like, yep, I fucked up the test. And the way he'd done the test, basically anything would have been a match.
Oh. So there really isn't. Fuck the internet, because it's all based on people's books coming out. They make it seem like it's real.
Oh, yeah.
They did that. Last guy, the Zodiac.
The Zodiac guy, same shit. And that was.
Book.
Oh, did you? Yeah. And it's all bullshit, right?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That was like Kennedy assassination had that for years, even before the internet, where it was like I read so many Kennedy assassination books, and a lot of them were bullshit. A lot of them, only a couple of them had like facts in them and stuff like that. And then you watch one special.
This is turning into Alex Jones's show now.
No, I like this stuff.
Yeah.
Then you watch one special by Peter Jennings, and then he just debunks all the fucking shit that you read for 20 years.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that Kennedy? Were you into the Kennedy one or no?
I mean, a little bit. I know about that stuff a little bit. I'm more into the
like supernatural.
A little bit more like cryptozoology. I love, but I love like all those crazy experiment shit. I love.
They've admitted that there's species of animals that we haven't.
Well, sure, yeah, but they found a new monkey 5 years ago. That's not that exciting though.
That's kind of cool, but it's slightly different from the other monkeys.
It's like, cool. Yeah, it's a new species.
It's like genetically just another species, but it looks like your average monkey.
Well, it looks like if someone showed it to you, you'd be like, oh, that's
a monkey.
That's some kind of monkey.
They're like, hey, it's still kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
like every monkey.
It was little. It was very little, but they've seen little monkeys, but this was.
The best thing is whenever there's a tidal wave. That's not the best thing, but I mean, whenever there's like a tsunami. But I mean, and then the ocean basically goes inside out, and all the creatures from like past the light mark, all like the deep
just
sea
like
creatures
all of
out.
God's rough drafts fall out.
It's so cool. They're all prehistoric. They're all cool looking.
Yeah, they're all the ocean is where all the great shit is.
Yeah,
for sure.
That was like did you watch that video where it was there was the thing that they didn't know what it was for like a week. It was that they found out this thing that just ate a great white shark or ate.
Well, what did they think?
They didn't know what it was, but they're like, there's some creature that's eating sharks because they had it. They knew it was a shark. It was a even bigger shark. It was this insanely big shark.
That wasn't true.
Yes,
that is the least interesting answer.
I know it is.
Wait,
but it was a real thing for a while.
A whale shark then?
Not a whale shark. It was like bigger. I think it might have been a new some weird.
No, that megalodon. That thing was bullshit.
You mean the movie?
Yeah.
No, you idiot.
Well, that's what you're talking about.
No, I'm not. It was a real thing. It was all
I like to think Donnelly's just watching terrible sci-fi movies.
That's what I think.
It was right after the Sharknado. It was right after the Sharknado.
Which you can't tell me that was fake.
Yeah.
No, I'm just telling. I don't think that was real. That's what I'm saying.
It was
real.
Think
it was that was I think promotion for Megalodon.
No,
right?
it wasn't.
I think you got confused by the sci-fi. Was Dean Cain giving you the facts?
Yeah, is Dean Cain now a scientist?
No,
Dr. Sorbo, please. Well, before we go, is there like one dumb story from your childhood, something where you just a horrible mistake you made. This is kind of the theme. Of the
We were having
show
a really
for
good conversation about.
Well, I know that, but I'm trying to,
Can you tell us why you go to Bodybuilder's Gym?
because he's got a nice body, Sean.
That's the worst name for a gym I've ever heard of. In my life.
It is. It's a great gym, though. It's a very mom and pop gay. It's a gay gym.
Maybe we should erase that. Maybe we can't have your fans knowing where you go to the gym.
Well, the good thing is that we had the chilling pause after.
I think it's fine. I don't think I have people.
All right, cool.
Stalking
Well,
me
you
or
let us
whatever.
know. Thank you.
Like growing up in Pakistan.
Yeah.
You were telling me stories you were afraid of dogs.
Lots of
for a
dumb
while,
stories
right?
from Pakistan.
Yeah. That sounds like a dumb country.
No, I'm just trying to think of illuminating our audience.
I'll say
I'm like if Marin went to junior college and dropped out. All right, sorry.
Because we had most people didn't have dogs like as pets. Because I think some people believe in Islam that if you have a dog, like angels don't come to your house.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which is, we didn't have a
I didn't
dog
know
and
that.
our house was full of angels, so the story checks out.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of stray dogs around, and that was also like part of I thought all dogs were assholes. So we would get chased by dogs and stuff. You would see
Jesus.
fucking dogs with like skin missing from their face,
Oh
like
my
drooling
God.
at the mouth, and they would just
Ugh.
fucking start chasing you, and you just had to run.
And you're
stray
like
dogs.
10 years old.
Yeah, you're 10, and you'd hear stories of like, oh, this kid got bit by a dog, and he had to have 10 injections, 10
Oh
shots
my
in his,
God.
in his stomach. That's how it used to be for rabies. Because, look this up, right? The disease that has the highest rate of fatality is rabies. Rabies it's literally, there's a Radiolab, I believe it's called Blood. Radiolab is this podcast. It's
Radiolab's great.
Yeah, it's great. I think it's called Blood or whatever the one with rabies is. It's a little fucking virus or whatever it is. It literally crawls up your spine. It works its way up your spine, gets into the brain.
It makes you insane.
And it makes you insane. What it does is it's so amazing. It's like a horror movie thing because it makes you aggressive because it's spread through the saliva. So it makes you aggressive so you bite other people so that you can spread it more. So that's how fucking genius this little thing is. And
it's creepy.
Nobody,
so it's a zombie, yeah.
Yeah, and almost nobody survives. And now there's new theories of maybe if you do a blood transfusion. There's one tribe in Peru or something. There's a group of people that are immune to it, so they're trying to figure out why they're immune to it. So it's a fucking scary thing, you got to catch
the
it right
tribe
away.
is just don't be a pussy, bro.
Yeah.
Totally
Suck it
pro up.
Yeah, you go there, the whole tribe is insane and biting each other. You're like, oh, they're not immune. They just think this is how humanity is.
Wow, that's nuts.
Well, dude, thanks so much for doing
Oh,
the
dude,
show.
thanks for
Yeah,
having
thank
me.
you. We really.
Yeah,
This
if
is
there's
so much
anything
fun.
you want to promote.
Silicon Valley will come back.
Why? Why'd you make me?
Well, no, I was just thinking probably, I was just thinking promote we're gonna have a million people.
Yeah. Oh no, but that's fine. Yeah, what do you want to promote?
Well,
Yeah,
just Silicon Valley will come back in April, but you can watch the old ones on iTunes or HBO Go.
And you have a Twitter, and you have your X-Files
At
podcast.
Kumail, Nkumail. I also do a video game podcast with my wife, Emily Gordon. That's called The Indoor Kids. That's on Nerdist. And The Meltdown with Jonah and Kumail is a stand-up series that we did for Comedy Central that I hosted with Jonah Ray.
Yeah.
And that's you can buy that also on iTunes, and I believe you can see it on the Comedy Central app for free. So that's out there.
Oh, cool.
Buy it
Awesome.
on Amazon or something.
Cool. Well, thanks again, man. We really appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the My Dumb Friends podcast. To see our hosts performing live this week, here are some dates for you. Dan St. Germain is up in San Francisco doing the SF Sketchfest starting tonight, Wednesday, February 4th. He's doing the 8 p.m. Tabernacle show at the Dark Room on Mission Street. Tomorrow, February 5th, that's Thursday, at 8 p.m., Dan is co-headlining The Punchline with the lovely Arden Mirin. For more info on these shows, go to sfsketchfest.com. And please, San Francisco friends, go out and see Dan. See him in person. Tell him you're a friend of the podcast. Then Dan heads back to Los Angeles for a show Friday night. And this is very funny. Fitness Size. It's comedy in a yoga studio. So that's Friday, February 6th at Siesta Yoga at 1825 Northwestern Avenue in LA. And then Monday, Dan is on the venerable Hot Tub Show at the Virgil on Santa Monica Boulevard. That's February 9th, Monday, February 9th, the Hot Tub Show at the Virgil. Those tend to sell out, so get your tickets in advance if you're going to try to see him in Los Angeles. You can see our good friend, Sean Donnelly, performing this week at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy in Phoenix, Arizona, from Wednesday, February 4th through Sunday, February 8th. See him there. For more of Sean's upcoming dates, go to SeanDonnellyComedy.com. And of course, for more info on Dan St. Germain's dates, as well as a link to his album, go to danstgermain.net. Yours truly, Thomas Attila Lewis, producer of the podcast. Hey, you can see me at Proctor's Theater in Schenectady in the GE theater space, hosting Aquafina, the comedy rap sensation from MTV's Girl Code. She's coming out to do a show. That's this Saturday, February 7th at Proctor's Theater in Schenectady. For more info, you can go to proctorstheater.org, go to tomdog.com. Quick shout out to everybody who has been kind enough to go write a review at iTunes over the past month. Thank you so much. So I'd like to thank D. Niels. And who else do we have here? D. Niels, Spokanistan Stew, and Boom Boomerang for giving us some good reviews. We could use some more. Please go to your iTunes and do a quick rating. Just click on the stars and write one sentence. Some of these are just about 5 words long. It doesn't take much. So thank you for doing that. Write us a letter at mydumbfriendspodcast@gmail.com. Tweet to us. Please follow us on Twitter. Please. At dumbfriendscast on Twitter. And this next time around, our next recordings are going to be in March. And we'll be posting photos and that kind of stuff at our Facebook page. So just look for My Dumb Friends on Facebook and you'll find our page. Thanks again and have a great week. The My Dumb Friends podcast is part of the All Things Comedy Network. For other cool podcasts, go to allthingscomedy.com. Our opening and closing song is called Mary the Boxer by Phil Pickens. You can find out more about Phil at philpickens.com. So lift me up. Lift me up, lift me up, lift me up.